Number 19, Christine says in Genesis 19, verses 6 through 8, why does Lot offer his own daughters to the wicked people of Sodom? Thanks for your ministry. That's a question we all ask in that passage. Why does Lot do this? I'll offer you some thoughts on this. Often people will explain this passage. Well, let me first just catch everyone up. Lot, he's considered like a righteous man. Doesn't mean everything he does. Pardon me. It doesn't mean everything Lot does is good and holy, but he's considered a good man in the text here. And he's amidst a very wicked people. Sodom and Gomorrah are the classically paradigm example of a wicked city and wicked cities of people. So these angels go down in the disguise of humans. Like they kind of look like humans, and they go down to check out Sodom and see how bad it really is. And the way they treat these angels, the way they do hospitality towards these angels, if they're kind to them or mean to them, will demonstrate the wickedness of the city as a whole. What they do is Lot comes, he sees the angels, the men that look like men, they're standing in the courtyard, and Lot's like, you guys shouldn't stay out here, you're going to get killed. Like they're going to mistreat you. I know my city. It's not good for you to be here. And so he takes them into his own home. And then the people from the city gather around the home, and they demand that Lot give them the people, these angels, these men, and that they would be able to abuse them sexually. And so the sins of Lot are seen as sexual depravity, as well as in not being hospitable, not having hospitality. But these two are connected. They're really talking about the same issue. They were trying to abuse these men. Lot, he comes up with a different solution. When they demand. Now keep in mind, Lot's outnumbered. They're outside of his house. He can't actually stop them, so he decides to negotiate. And he says, when they demand, we want to see, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may have relations with them. They wanted to molest them. But Lot went out to them at the doorway and shut the door behind him and said, please, my brothers, do not act wickedly. Now behold, and this is his solution. This shocks us. As much as Sodom does, it seems to shock us. Now, behold, I have 2 daughters who have not had relations with a man. Please let me bring them out to you and do to them whatever you like. Only do nothing to these men inasmuch as they've come under the shelter of my roof. There's a lot we don't know here. Okay, we don't know if the daughters were what they thought about this. Did the daughters say to Lot, "Oh, we offer ourselves, like if it'll satisfy the crowd, we offer ourselves," which would make it a self-sacrifice thing, which is a different connotation? Or was it Lot saying this and the daughters are in the house going, what? You're gonna what? Like we don't know. Okay, I don't know. And sometimes we guess at filling in those details, and it changes the way we view the story, because that's a big moral question I've got. What did the daughters volunteer this and Lot's their spokesman, or is Lot speaking for them and they're like, you want to what? Some would explain this by culture, and they say, look, culturally speaking, when people enter into your home, you are responsible for protecting them, even above your own goods and your own family, apparently. I mean, this is what some people have said. This to me feels a little bit like, okay, I kind of understand Lot feeling an obligation to take care of these men who are angels, to take care of them because of taking them into his home. And this obligation may have been heightened because Lot may have had some recognition. These aren't just men. Like there may have been this sort of intuition, like this is from God. These guys are from God. And it may be that Lot has an awareness that of how important this is. Okay. So like if I, for instance, had, say some amazing president, it's hard to say an amazing president in America nowadays, but for the past several years. But anyways, I had an amazing president that was in my home and people wanted to hurt him. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, I'd rather them hurt my own family than hurt the president because of what he represents. Okay. I'm not suggesting that this is the right move. I'm trying to understand the logic that maybe Lot had going on in his head. At any rate, it's still hard to swallow. Lot, what are you doing? But let me add one factor that I think is super important. The passage does not say Lot is doing the right and best thing here. In fact, what happens next is the angels don't allow this thing to take place. The angels blind the people that are out there that want to come and do this to them. They blind them, and then they're able to walk out without being harmed. What I'm suggesting is there's a difference between what Lot does. Lot is being rescued. Lot is a man who's being rescued from amidst of a wicked people. He is not like God's messenger doing all of God's things. And so I don't feel like I have to defend his move. And that's my encouragement to you. Christine, you don't have to defend Lot's move here. It's good to understand it, good to ask questions about it. Why is he doing this? Were the daughters offering this? Was it just him? Was it he thinking they're going to kill all of us? It'd be better for 2 to die than all, or for 2 to suffer than all. Like, was it one of those horrible moral situations where people ask, what would you do in this scenario? And every answer seems wrong. I don't know the answers to all that, but I also don't have to make Lot the good guy. I don't. Lot was not as depraved as them, but that doesn't mean that everything he did was right. That's important to recognize. The Bible's full of characters who God is rescuing, who are not necessarily right about all they do. Even if they're called righteous in some sense, it doesn't mean they're right in everything they do. So I think that that's an important thing to understand. I hope that I've helped answer a couple of those questions. And yeah, we have such little data on that particular story. That's what we got.